Hey guys, Monika here. So today I want to share with you guys, something that I shared when I was on a stage with Bob Proctor and all the other inspiring people. So one of the questions was, what has been your biggest business challenge in life? Or just your biggest challenge that you had to overcome? And, I'd have to say for me, it's been learning to trust. To trust God, that no matter what's going on in your life right now, because I'm sure there's something that's going on in your life that it might be one of the biggest challenges that you're going through, and you might wonder, why is this happening to me right now? And I remember one time as I was starting, my business, and at the time, the people that I thought had my back, I thought the people that were my business partners were the people that would just always be there for me and support me. And I remember that was kind of falling apart. At the same time, my relationship, which I thought was my perfect relationship, that was that was falling apart as well. And I remember just being just at this point where it seems like, when it rains and pours kind of thing. And I'm such a closed off person that's really hard for me to sit there and just talk about my feelings, just because it's something that I've been from young, from having my parents, from the moment I think my parents got divorced, I just kind of became closed off. And so even though I have a lot of friends, they might not know what's going on in my life, because I just feel like I always want to inspire people. I don't want to bring them down, so it's really hard for me to share the negative stuff, to kind of show my weakness or whatever, so one of the things, so as that was happening, I remember, I went to church that day, and I just had so much anger and just so much hurt, because I really felt like, God, I'm really trying. Why is this happening to me right now? And at the time, I was angry. I was hurt. I remember going to church that day, because usually, it was a Sunday. And usually when I go to church, when I pray about something, it makes it better. But I remember going to church that day, and I became, I don't know, I felt like I prayed, but I wasn't really praying. I was being angry, and it's just coming to God with closed fists and saying, give me something that I just need to get through this right now. I really need you. And it doesn't work that way, because if you come with closed fists, and you need to just let it go. And even though I knew this, but I was holding on to all this baggage, and I was just kind of angry and hurt. And I remember, going to church didn't help that night, and I was driving home, and I was just all this anger and this hurt just turned into sadness. Just felt really alone, that going through something like that, people that I thought were my friends, people that I loved, just literally just turned their back on me. And so from that anger, it was more like sadness and hurt. And I remember pulling over, and all of a sudden just letting it all out. I don't know if you ever had this moment in your car when you're just letting it all out, and next thing you know, you don't have a tissue, and an hour later you're just a hot mess. I mean, if it was probably a really bad scene if you would have seen me. But I remember just letting it all out. I felt like I was in the storm of this raging sea of just stuff, and all of a sudden, after it must have been an hour, maybe even 10 minutes, I don't even remember, couldn't even tell you, but it just felt like it was going on forever. It might have been 5 minutes, who knows. It all quieted down. I felt like this raging sea just quieted down, and it was just a stillness, it was a night. It was just this quietness. I can hear the night. I remember that moment. And all of a sudden, when I couldn't, there's all the noises have quieted down, and I was just so weak from crying. I remember this voice I heard this voice. It's not this voice that Monika, listen to me, but it was just this voice that was so peaceful and so loving and so assuring, and said, I will never leave you or forsaken you. Why don't you trust me that I got you? And in that moment, it was just an unbelievable, peaceful, loving moment that I've never experienced it before. And I remember just thinking, God, it's we make plans and we do all that stuff, and we forget to include God in it. And when things are falling apart and when things are not going our way, we want to blame God for it and say, why is this happening to me? Where, well, that business deal wasn't, you didn't have me included in it. That relationship, there's a better one for you. So learning to trust that no matter what you're going through, whether it be a business thing or a relationship thing, trust that God has your back, that everything happens for a reason. And when you trust, doesn't matter what's going on, you have this peace inside of you that you know that you're going to be okay. So, and one thing I've learned is something that actually was brought up today when I was at an event earlier. I just said, realize that you don't have anything under control. Things will happen, life gets in the way, and just trust that no matter what you're going through, that it's happening for a reason, and just trust that you're never alone. There's always someone watching over you. So that's it from that. It's a little bit longer than I expected, but I just want to share that with you because it's something that has been, especially when this stuff goes on, good or bad, I don't judge it. I just say thank you for whatever's happening right now, and I trust you. And when you trust someone that is happening for the right reason, the anxiety goes away, the fear, the anger, and there's just love that, hey, if I'm going through something, it's happening for a better reason. So hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.